Hi everyone, my name is Paul Best. I've been working previously logistic. With me is today Arthur Chanford from the QRmaint company. We have today small CMMS talks. Yes, Arthur, I have a few questions to you regarding the CMMS system, like in the whole picture, just like. So could you tell me, if the maintenance team prefer using paper or memory, yes, how will you convince them to actually use the new software, yes, in concept like of the CMS system?
Well, we encounter within our clients a lot of times the fact that they are paper-based, they are running Excel, they are running some calendars, and they are claiming that they are good to go. But ultimately, the truth is, whenever there is an audit at their company, at their site, at the production line, it becomes effective that they are lacking a lot of data. And this data is related mostly to the reactive maintenance. So whenever something breaks down, whenever something happens bad, and they have to agitate at once towards the problem, there is no feasible way of holding this information. So the question is rather, if we are going to use only preventive maintenance, or if we are going also to this reactive side. And this is the catch. So you are having the need of a system that is supplying you with the information whenever something breaks down, what to do and what has been done.
So actually there must be like some root cause, yes, definitely. Okay, so we can't input every machine on day one, yes? So I mean, just like when you have already CMMS system, you cannot like input like every machine, the whole production, yes? I mean this, yes? So how do you decide which equipment and spare parts we should put into the system at first, yes?
It is no problem because also whenever customers are thinking of a new system, they are reaching far to some specific let's say requests that we need to put all of the assets at once into the system because we cannot have this break to do this. So our system is tailored as easy as possible to be used as a simple software out of the box. What means that you can actually start small and then grow. So you can pinpoint a certain...
So grow fast, you mean?
Yeah, so no, you can start with a small asset, for example, a small production line, trial and error our software on this, and whenever it is coming to a conclusion that it's working, you can actually ask us or with our help, you can implement, for example, a per batch Excel import, the whole facility, the whole line that you have. So this is something that we are saying that this takes 3 up to 6 weeks.
You know, just for example, our current records are a mix of the spreadsheets, yes, on the paper logs, which is mean that we have actually all the machine registered on the paper. So how do you plan to organize this information before typing it into the new system, yes? What I mean actually, yes, when you have actually complexity of this documentation, yes, and there's like multiple documents like you already have on your shelf, yes? How would you plan what should be first like actually added to the system?
Well, we are preparing our customers to tailor their information according to our standards. Of course, we are running in QRmaint a certain standard of information flow, which can be deducted by our Excel templates that are saying what kind of information we can load up. So we are encountering our customer, telling them what kind of information we are looking for in order to put into the system. And with our help, they can streamline their information flow by according to our templates, just to upload the system, the information to the system, and therefore they can really, in a quick and easily way, with our help, within a matter of weeks, probably implement all the data that they have for any certain asset.
Well, look, I have seen this already many times. What will you do if workers start slipping back into old habits, like and fixing things without putting them to the system? You know that feeling when we already have implemented the CMS system. There's like big manufacturing, yes, huge production plant. You know, the system were already purchased, and the people go into the old habits that they still keep in the work, like actually on the daily basis, on the telephone, SMS, yes?
Yes, it is of course a topic that we are trying to cover. The point is that how the question is rather more, how do we implement our system? Because whenever it is forced, for example, it's not a natural way. That means somebody is calling the shots from a higher hierarchy who is not outliving his, let's say, daily operation in the maintenance department, when just saying you need to get along with this program and something like this. You cannot change it. There is of course the back leash from the let's say easy from the last person on the production line, that he has no knowledge of the system and he has never had the possibility of getting it to getting acquainted with it. So where we actually take our action is that we are looking maintenance operators, for the maintenance technicians, and we are serving within our trial era and trial period of our software to address every single person that will be ultimately responsible for taking notes and working with the software. So our goal is to achieve within the trial system period to allow everybody from the maintenance department to take at least to participate in our, let's say, meetings that we are holding online, and to ensure that they are actually a part of those, let's say, workshops, that they have the ability to get to know. And once they see our system, they will see how easy it is. They see that there is a solution out of the box, and most times they will see also the usage, the feasibility of the software, because they are easing up their processes on daily operation. They will, of course, there's a natural habit. Now it's something new. I'm disregarding this system software. I'm not very keen to start with it, but once they get to know it, from our perspective, when we are helping them without the pressure of daily operation, there's a big chance that they will actually follow suit and that they will try to
That's right.
work with it.
I also have found that that's very often it's very important in the companies that they have actually some leader who can actually lead this change in the company, yes, because it's a work culture change and all aspects that's actually impacting this all over the place. So one of the last questions is, in the first 2 or 3 months, how will we know if the system is actually working and worth the money? Now, I'm talking here about the ROI, for example, yes, because when I have found already that companies have, for example, this issue when they implemented something, they don't have any view of this, what has happened before, yes, how they can know actually for them like better results.
When we make first contact with our customers, we are trying to get as much knowledge on the operation of the maintenance team as up to date we are speaking, so that we can draw a line to get the information, to get the statuses, to get an insight of what is right now happening and where are the drawbacks, what is happening that they are looking for in our software. And this is the baseline that we are later addressing whenever we are starting with our client in the trial period. We are trying to address only those points that have been of a concerning team, for example, that they have been lacking this kind of information. And this is the first step that we are trying to set within the customer's perspective in the operations, that, let's say, after a given time of trial and errors in our software, let's say 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, that they can conclude after this trial period that those questions and problems we have been addressing from the very first beginning, that they are actually resolved in our software, and they have achieved the base data that they can just right now look upon and say, okay, this is something that is working, and they have been using this the whole time.
I think it's also very attractive for maintenance managers when they actually can see who have drive the best performance.